Hello and welcome to Hooting Mandrills. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Sam.
And today we're going to continue playing decks that are not legal on Magic the Gathering Arena because of the incompletion of Pioneer Masters, excluding some cards that we really like Slitherhead and Deathmist Raptor.
We are going to be hitting this dead horse, the dead horse being my poor boy Teamer Charger. If you missed that one, check it out on YouTube. Once more into the breach before we make it to Aether Drift spoiler season.
My deck is a Slitherhead deck playing Rakdos Reanimator cards. The main synergy with Slitherhead is going to be on Alicia, but we're also just trying to get big boys and attack twice with FOMO. Other cards in the deck are Inti for more discard, Detective's Phoenix for flying and haste and just being a cool card, Overlord of the Baelmark to fill up my graveyard as well, Troll of Khazad-dûm to find lands, and then since Persist needs to hit a non-legendary target, I chose Trumpeting Carnosaur because it's cool and you can maybe cast it if you are slugging it out to 6 mana somehow. So then as far as kill spells, I have 1 Bone Shards and 4 Fatal Push. Bone Shards is a sorcery, so you don't want to put too many sorcery speed kill spells in your deck. Then obviously, like I said before, Persist, so I can bring out Trumpeting Carnosaur, Troll of Khazad-dûm, Overlord of the Baelmark, and then I have Unearth for the cheaper creatures being Alicia, FOMO, Inti. You could even hit Detective's Phoenix if you were so inclined. And then I have Thoughtseize for protection. My mana base is only 18 lands because of the Trolls of Khazad-dûm, but we're running Arena of Glory to whip out haste in an emergency, and then also just some black lands that you can fetch with Troll of Khazad-dûm. My sideboard, I elected for Bitter Triumph instead of more Bone Shards. You have to pay an extra mana, but it is instant speed, and you can hurt yourself if you don't want to discard anything. And then I've got some Artifact Hate in Dreadmaw's Ire, which is kind of a fun synergy with FOMO. If you attack with a creature twice with the Dreadmaw's Ire, you get to destroy 2 artifacts. Then Meltdown for more artifact stuff, some Hand Hate and Duress, Inquisition, and the last Thoughtseize. I have a Platinum Angel for being unfun, and Surgical Extraction, and then for those graveyard decks, and Withering Torment in case somebody has enchantments I don't like, and now Red-Black has the possibility of dealing with such.
All right, so I'm cooking a little bit here. I have sort of Simic, but really blue-green colorless. I guess Cug, if you're like the legacy players who still call Sultai and Teamer Bug and Rug. Built around Harrowing Swarm from Duskmourn Alchemy. So Harrowing Swarm says it's 1 green sorcery, manifest dread, then each face-down creature you control gains. This permanent costs 2 less to turn face up, and when this permanent is turned face up, if it's a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So we're working with some things that are just sort of generically good to flip face up, like a Porin Oculus and a Lupine Prototype. You can flip those up for 1 blue or free, as the case may be. They're just huge. You can also get around Lupine Prototype's restriction on attacking by attacking first and then flipping it up at instant speed. You get a 6/6 very easily with that. We also have Rattleclaw Mystic. It has Morph 2, and when it's turned face up, you add Teamer mana to your pool, or Branch of Vitu-Ghazi, which has Disguise 3. When it's turned face up, it goes back from being a morph to being a land and adds 2 mana of any one color. So if you cost reduce either of those, or if you cost reduce Rattleclaw Mystic, you can then flip it face up and go +1 mana that turn, or on a future turn, you can flip it face up and sort of a build your own Black Lotus. Branch of Vitu-Ghazi, if you flip it up immediately that turn off off of having been Harrowing Swarmed, it's essentially mana neutral because you spent 2 mana and then you spent 1 and then you got 2 mana and have an untapped land. But if you do it on a future turn, you can go mana positive. We have a lot of mana. We also have a 4 Delighted Halfling. It's a dork that taps for colorless and doesn't die to a ping. So we're using this mana to try and cast big Valgavoth's Onslaughts and Kozilek's commands to do big things. We're a Glaring Fleshraker deck, sort of like these decks in modern legacy vintage work, but with a sort of morph twist on it. That probably makes it not as good. A little sort of interesting thing about this deck is that it's a deck where you might actually want to use the text on Deathmist Raptor that lets you bring him back face down, because then it's a colorless permanent for Glaring Fleshraker, and if you can cost reduce it enough or produce enough mana that you need a sink for, you might actually be interested in megamorphing it for quite plausibly the first time since Tarkir Limited. Sideboard, we have some Graveyard Hate that triggers Fleshraker and Tormod's Crypt Unlicensed Hearse. Reckoner Bankbuster, colorless card for Fleshraker. It's a little grindy. Back to Nature, because killing lots of auras against the auras deck or overlords or something, if someone's doing something a little bit cute with those, is often very good. Some counter spells for interaction, Surgical Extraction, because Flage is still legal to fill out our Graveyard Hate. 2 Horrific Assault, Bomb common from MH3 Limited that helps keep us alive before we get to our better interaction Kozilek's command against more aggro decks. Haywire Might, a little bit more Artifact Enchantment Hate, a colorless spell and colorless permanent for Glaring Fleshraker.
And let's roll. You're on the play.
So I am. Okay. Sure, I'll keep this hand.
I think I have to mulligan this. I don't want to, but I feel like I must. Okay, well, some things are better about this hand. Although, I think we're probably going to go to 5. I don't know. I guess I'm on the draw. You know what? Reckless. Let's do it. Let's give it a try and just hope for the best. All right, you're up.
All right. Yavimaya Coast, which is an untapped tri-land in this deck, effectively. Oracle text says add colorless, but I'm using the 10th edition one that doesn't make that distinction. But all the versions on Arena that you'll see do. Your go.
All right, draw a card. I'll hurt myself, and I'll hurt myself again.
Okay, well...
Okay, what is Swarm of Locusts?
So that's Harrowing Swarm.
That's your Harrowing Swarm. Okay. Does that manifest dread when it enters?
As a result of the spell resolving. Yes, it's a sorcery. So it's manifest dread plus the then it adds perpetual effects.
Oh, perpetual. Okay, sure thing. Okay, I guess I'll just take that and hope for the best then.
All right. Goodbye, Harrowing Swarm.
All right, yeah, and then I'll go away, and that's it for me.
Okay.
I need to lose more life, though. I'm actually at 16.
That's true. All right, I draw. Okay, this is fine. I'll just play another Yavimaya Coast. Colorless. Lupine prototype that can't attack or block yet. Your go.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. I mean, this is why it's not good to keep these kind of hands, but whatever. I'll play Slitherhead
1/1 for 1.
and pass.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Okay. Prismatic Vista. Go get me, I guess, a pain-free source of green. Forest, real owner, none in shuffle, and I will play a morph. Is a morph, not a disguise creature.
Okay.
So that'll be it for me. Pass the turn.
On tab up, you draw. Oh my fucking god. All right. Well, that's what happens when you keep one landers after mulliganing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna fatal push your morph.
Yeah. Goodbye, Rattleclaw Mystic.
And I'll hit you for 1.
Cannot block.
I am not winning still, but I am getting in there. So it's your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Looks kind of interesting, but I think we're just gonna play a Vista, play another morph, and say go.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw a card. Oh my god, alright. Play Slitherhead, pass the turn.
Alright, I'm pretty fine drawing a land, so I'm gonna untap, upkeep, draw. Sick. Cast Harrowing Swarm. So, Manifest Dread. Top 2. That kind of sucks, but that's fine. Bin you, and so both of these gain that perpetual text, which I will mark with this blue. So when they flip over, they cost 2 less to flip over, and when they do, they come, if they're creatures, they come up with 1/1 counters.
Yep.
Harrowing Swarm to the bin. I am going to now crack this Vista. Oh, I guess I'll get my island. Island seems fine. And get ready to rumble.
Oh boy.
So top 4, branch, K command, wastes, and I get a permanent from among them. So I will take the branch into my hand, I guess. That seems fine. Losing a lot of my Kozilek's commands here. But have I played a land for this turn?
I don't know.
I don't
You could look at the log.
I don't think so. I played the Vista last turn and didn't crack it because I was looking to draw a land, or because I did not mind drawing a land. So I will play this land this turn because if I cast everything from my hand next turn, then my Lupine prototype will be able to attack. I am going to pass the turn there.
Alright, untap, draw. Alright, well, it is a land of sorts. I'll cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. Honestly, I guess I'll just get the Surveil land.
Makes sense to me if you don't have a 1-mana play. and are trying to fix your draws a little bit or fill your graveyard.
Alright, so... Alright, this is it. I'm leaving it on top. It's probably too late for all that nonsense, but hey, what can you do? I'm done. I mean, I'm not attacking.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw. That's kind of awkward, honestly. But,
Here comes Onslaught for 1 million. I'm guessing. Unless it's... I guess you would probably have wanted a land so you could attack with your Lupine.
Yeah, I guess that is just what we're doing. So we're gonna free flip our Rattleclaw Mystic. So that gets a 1/1 counter. Can remove... It still has those perpetual effects, but we can remove the blue because they don't matter anymore because there's nothing that would flip it back face down. So I've produced Teamer mana. Pop my spawn. Okay, so turn all my lands sideways, that's 9 mana. So we're gonna Velgavoth's Onslaught, X equals 4. And so I'm going to Manifest Dread 4 times, then put 4 1/1 counters on each of those creatures. So I'm going to make 4 6/6s now, which will probably beat Persist on Troll of Khazad Dûm.
Yeah, I mean, the game's been wrapped up for 10 turns, but that's fine. We can just keep going. I don't care.
I mean, I would accept a concession here.
Yeah, I would have conceded if I was playing on Arena after I didn't get my land drop 10 turns ago. Yeah. But
cool.
That's good.
All right, game 2. So
let's hope for something playable. I need to sideboard.
Put in my graveyard hate cards and call it a... Bring out whatever it is I take out for them and call it a day. Well, I saw Slitherheads and Trolls, so even not knowing the matchup, that would be the assumption that we're up against a graveyard deck. We are also... Okay, so maybe cut... these, and what else would I be interested in cutting in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that I'm taking out those cards, but it's just like what I need to do if I want to be in these games at all, so that's what I'm doing. Alright, well, I'm on my first mulligan. I'm Betsy. Still...
Yeah,
but I'll be on the play anyway,
I need
so...
to finish my sideboarding. Maybe one of you, I guess. A little slow for this matchup, probably. And one of you, I guess. It's kind of the worst card in the deck.
I mean, I can't keep this either. I'm going to 5. I mean... I could risk it all, I guess. You know what?
This is kind of a sketchy 7, but I think I'm going to keep it.
I'll keep this as well. Fuck it. Who cares? I'll just... I don't know. I probably could go to 5, but I don't want to. I don't know that this... I mean, this deck would probably be fine at 5, but I don't know. Who cares? If I lose embarrassingly, we can just start over, I guess, and re-record this. But...
Alright, you're on the play.
Alright, I'll play Hive and pass.
Right, draw a card. Okay, Forest, pass.
Alright, draw. Okay, that's horrible. I'll play black, and we'll impend. I'm just going to put 4 on there, because I'm going to end my turn after I resolve the ability. Alright, so now I look at the top. I mill 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm returning Control of Khazad-dûm to my hand. And I'm done, yeah.
Alright, I untap upkeep draw. And play Yavimaya Coast and say go.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, I'm going to cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm for a Blood Crypt, hurt myself playing it. This is in my graveyard. I need to reveal to all non-shuffle back to my hand. And we will persist Control of Khazad-dûm unless you've got surgical
extraction. Yeah.
Sure thing. Alright, so that goes to exile. You lose 2 life.
Yes, you lose 2 life from the Blood Crypt.
I
And then I
lose
get
2
to go
from the
into your
Blood Crypt.
library. Or I get to look at your hand and reveal to others all no more trolls, but cards to know about. And, okay, and, others, none. All the others, all. And let's go get your trolls. It's kind of deck thinning for you, but at this point, because you found your 3rd land, but
Yep.
move these to all 3 of these to Jeremy's Exile. Reveal to others, none, and shuffle.
Alright. Then I remove an impending counter on my Overlord and pass.
Alright, I will untap, keep draw. Okay, sorry, I saw your hand. There were no removal spells in it, right?
It's a Detective's Phoenix, an Inti, a Platinum Angel, and a Raucous Theater.
Okay, that being the case, I am fine running out my Glaring Fleshraker.
Okay.
Say go.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw a card. Okay, I guess. I mean, not very good. Let's start with Raucous Theater. Yeah. This is going to the top of the graveyard. Or wait. Before I make that commitment, let me look at my graveyard. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is going to the top of my graveyard. I mean, I can't draw that right now. Then I will play Inti and Slitherhead. And I'll end my turn removing a impending counter from Baelmerk.
Cool. Untap, upkeep, draw a card. Play Vistas, land for turn. Yeah, I'm going to play a morph that is casting a colorless spell, so I make a spawn.
Yep.
And 2 colorless creatures entered, so ping twice.
Seems good.
Your move.
Untap up, you draw a card. Sure. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'll start by impending another Overlord of the Baelmerk.
Seems good.
Alright, so mill 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got a Detective's Phoenix in my graveyard as well. I'll return the... do I want to return the FOMO to my hand? Do I want to just exile it? No, I'll return it to my hand. I don't have enough.
You have 6 evidence without it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes. So I'll just start by collecting evidence to get this one back. Unless you're surgicaling me.
Nope. Well, I would not have had a window to do it.
Oh, okay.
I guess I would have had a window if I wanted to hit if I wanted to use it in response to the Baelmerk, to the Baelmerk trigger going on the stack to try to cut you off from evidence by hitting the persists. But I do not have a window after that. You are casting the Phoenix and you are paying costs, none of which would give me priority.
I'll go to combat with both. I'll discard Platinum Angel to put a 1/1 counter on Slitherhead. I exile the top card of my library, and I may play it till the end of the turn. So I guess I'll just whip it off the top for all to see. It's a Blood Crypt. Can't play land, so that just goes to exile. And yeah, so
it's a 2/2 Slither and then a 4/4 Inti in the air. I'm taking 6.
Okay. Now the question is, you know, I feel like Persist is a really far way off, so fuck it. I'll attach this Detective's Phoenix to my Slitherhead, exiling Platinum Angel. And that may be a grievous error, but we'll find out. I may lose on this.
I was just thinking that I had not really boarded an answer to Platinum Angel and was pretty cold to it. If you were able to bring it back, but
well, you know, the only card in my hand is FOMO, and I don't know. It seems like a pretty big risk in 2 cards to find a persist.
I mean, I was I was gonna be hoping for you not to top deck. Also, now you're presenting lethal or pretty close to it. Okay, you finished your impending, so it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. Sure. This is a 4, and this is a 4. So you could be presenting kind of a lot of damage, but or you could be presenting, based on what I know about, you can be presenting 9 next turn, so I can crack both these fetches without being dead. But I am in quite a bit of trouble. So I'm going to play Prismatic Vista, just crack both. So go down to 10.
Get,
just basics. I'm now in a position where I can no longer really, I can no longer tap this Yavimaya Coast for colored mana. It is a wastes, effectively. Okay, wouldn't be able to afford to do that either way, so yeah, well, so if I I don't know if that would be enough to, but yeah, I think we are doing this first. Not thrilled about doing this first, but it's what we're doing. So, Harrowing Swarm.
Yep.
Build owner top 2. Okay. Graveyard U. Okay, Ping You, that's a colorless permanent. These two have the cost reduction-y text on them. Graveyard the Harrowing Swarm. And yeah, I guess we are doing this now because these guys aren't blocking, so flip this over, make green and have a land. Oh, that cost me 1. So I spent 1, but I have
floating 2 green.
Floating 2 green. And flip over, he's a creature, so +1/+1, make Teamer mana, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Valgavoth's Onslaught X4.
Makes sense to me.
Again, owner top 2. Okay, you in the bin. Over. Oh, wait. That was the wrong card. Sorry, I need to put this back before I do that. This one flips over. Enters. Okay. And then another 3 times. Okay, we're gonna bin a Deathmist Raptor. I did already flip this card over accidentally, so that speeds this up a little bit. Under top 2. Whatever. Reveal to owner top 2. Bin you.
And I've taken 4 damage from all
Yes,
this.
you take 4 pings from the Fleshraker as a result of this. These get 4/1/1 counters. They are 6/6s. I guess your creatures are tapped, and this is not blocking flyers, and I need to kill you next turn. So in we go with the
5 more.
5 more. Okay, so if you can come up with 1 more point of damage somehow, Arena of Glory would do it. Another Detective's Phoenix would do it. Arena of Glory would do it because you get a haste, assuming you have Delirium, which I'm not sure you do.
I don't have anywhere close to Delirium.
Oh, okay. So Arena of Glory, not a live draw.
I mean, I could get there and get it potentially, but it's a little far-fetched. We'll see what happens. It's unlikely. I'd have to rip probably Detective's Phoenix to win.
Oh, yeah, your FOMO is also another redraw. But it's a redraw where Detective's Phoenix is not live. So,
yep.
Okay. Your go.
All right, Heart of the Cards. Untap, upkeep, draw. Well, that's not gonna do it off that, so I guess we'll just have to start there with FOMO. Discard Persist. Draw a card. Yeah, that doesn't do it. It's a fucking Fatal Push, so even if there's no direct damage spells in this list, I have nothing in my graveyard.
You will have 4 blockers, which could theoretically keep you alive if I had nothing here. I don't know that...
Yeah, I guess I'll just,
nothing also including no way
battlefield.
to produce a colorless permanent, because I can get 5 through.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kill one of your, this one.
This first one?
Yeah.
Sure. Clear, it is a Yavimaya Coast.
Alright, cool. And then, end step, I take off my impending counters and hope for the best.
Alright. So now I can only get 2 through currently, which is not exactly ideal. Again, as I... 2 or 3. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Oh, wait, no, I have it. Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, now I extra have it, but... Or... Do I extra have it, or do I have it about the same amount? Well, okay, I do actually have it a little more, and that's sort of neat, right? So, or... Yeah, okay, so... 3 mana... Play a Morph, colorless spell, create a spawn, ping you for 2. Crack the spawn, spend 2 more mana, play a Morph, create a spawn, ping you for 2 more. Sack the spawn and use green to cast Harrowing Swarm. And I mean, now you're very dead, but
And that'll kill me right there.
well, no, this will deal 1 to you, but
Oh, it's cast.
yeah, it's not a colorless spell.
Oh, it's not a
does
colorless
not
spell,
have
so
it
I'm
does
at
not
1, yeah.
create a spawn, but yeah, so
You have 5 attackers, and I have
Yeah.
4 blockers.
yes, and yep, so swing out and yeah.
And I died a Rataclaw. So, there it is.
So, Yeah, but that was a pretty fun game, I thought. And we're within a point of killing me, and
Yeah, it was a good game.
I think both our decks did the thing a little more in that one. Now, because it's end of the game, I do have to flip these over to show that wasn't cheating. There was a Fleshraker off the manifest. The two morphs were Deathmist Raptors from hand, as Garfield intended. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, your deck seems really fun. Yeah, there's no reason to put Slitherhead in this deck. I was just
I'm not
trying to find
sure
something to put in there.
If there's a good enough reason to put Deathmist Raptor and Den Protector in this deck, and if the morph theme is as good as like the Underworld Breach versions, which are probably a little hard to port from historic from modern into historic because Mishra's Bauble is banned. But you can sort of do those things as well. I think this deck was doing cool things. I was having fun flipping up Rattleclaw Mystics. Like, the last time I spent 9 mana on something probably was also a Valgavoth's Onslaught in Duskmourn Limited. So, like, finding a big mana deck of sorts that still appeals to me must mean that there's at least something of an interesting idea here.
Yeah, it seems pretty silly. I don't like my deck at all, and not just because I lost. I don't really think that there's any reason to build this deck. I think that in the last video, I talked about Grixis, Froculus. With some of these cards, I think that would be a better shell. I don't think that there is a reason that Slitherhead should not be on Arena, but this deck is not a reason necessarily that it should be. But I just kind of threw this deck together so that we would have more decks to play, which is fine. Yeah, cool stuff. I really did like your deck, though. I think that Kozilek's Command is a really cool card, and you didn't get to play it in any of these games, but
milled over it a lot. I mean, it's the 4 of in the deck. I just happened to draw the Onslaughts instead of the 2 Onslaughts instead of the 4 commands, which, you know, that's fine. If you are familiar at all with Modern or Legacy, you've seen Kozilek's Command cast, but you probably have only seen Valgavoth's Onslaught cast as a stupid bomb in Duskmourn Limited. Hasn't really found a constructed home. Maybe this will be it if Deathmist Raptor ever comes to Arena. That was fun. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.